What do you got? What do you say to some of them teams who gonna try to come in here and stop y'all?
You know, I'm humble, but I'm gonna say good luck.
I was about to say I'm waiting on the good luck. I'm gonna say good
Oh, wow. Hey, Jake. Oh,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
Oh, God. Do you see a panic button? Jake. All right. Slow down. Everyone just take a deep breath. Whew. I don't even know how to start this, Jake. All right. Don't overreact.
Yeah. I think that is actually a great place to start, Justin.
Okay.
Just because week one, I mean, we said it kind of leading up, no overreactions to week one, period. If the Titans rolled by 30 points, they're not Super Bowl champions. Super Bowls are won in September. That's something to remember going into this exercise of our worst fears coming true week one for the Tennessee Titans in Nissan Stadium.
You know, yeah, but I did see we tried to find silver linings, and we didn't have injuries, okay? The worst things could have happened. We could have had a Derrick Henry ACL tear, Ryan Tannehill, A.J. Brown, goes to the locker room, Achilles, whatever's happening in Baltimore could have been happening here in Tennessee. We still have our guys, people. We still have these great players. Maybe we should think about how we're utilizing them, maybe a little bit. I don't know, but we can get into that. This is probably going to be a fairly quick episode. As you can see, I'm kind of on a vacation right now. This will be the only week this entire season where I'm not locked in football all the time here. So I've been a little distracted the past few days, including on Sunday. So I'm glad that, I can be away from home during a game like this, so I don't have to sit there and suffer through it on my television. But let's start off like this. Arizona Cardinals. If you guys are fans of the Cardinals and you're tuning in to watch this, congratulations to them. You came into Nashville and kicked our butts, and what a way to start y'all season. I think y'all, hopefully it means, here's what I'm hoping, Jake. Arizona, this is my narrative. Arizona is the best team in the NFC, and by season's end, they will be Super Bowl favorites. That's how I'm going to just, take in this game, and that's what I'm going to say to myself to make myself feel better throughout the rest of this week. I'm kidding, but congratulations to the Cardinals. They came in and outplayed us. They looked like the better team, better prepared, better coached, and just Look at their guys. Chandler Jones looks like he's probably going to be a top edge rusher this season. They could have the best edge rusher this season. A top 3 wide receiver in DeAndre Hopkins, always doing damage. Rondale Moore looked good. Kyler Murray lit us up. They've got talent across the board. So I think they made a statement, and I'm expecting these Arizona Cardinals to win a lot of games this year. And hopefully it doesn't mean that this Titans team just sucks, Jake. I don't know where you want to start, though. We started out slow and we finished slow. We talked about it before we started recording, that our best offense were these trick plays that we were busting out of nowhere. Little fake punts, little Derrick Henry flea flicker. We can start with the offensive line, though. I think that was the biggest letdown of the performance from any grouping, I think, because the offense could not get in rhythm, Jake. I couldn't get Derrick Henry going at all. We can talk about the passing game and what exactly we were trying to do in the passing game, but Tannehill couldn't get in rhythm. Lewan was getting destroyed. What a disappointing performance coming back from injury. Chandler Jones was also coming back from injury, but he was way more ready for week one than Taylor Lewan, obviously. So offensive line, Jake, what's going on there? We did say right tackle is a position that we are keeping our eye on because that is not solidified. Mm-hmm. But we had issues across the board there. So I don't know. That's just kind of an opening rant, Jake. What do you think about this?
All good. Hey, you know who else was distracted and on vacation Sunday?
Yeah.
The entire Titans organization, frankly. Oh my goodness, from top to bottom, what a complete letdown spot. And I feel so bad. I'm not even a Nashville guy. I go to maybe one home game a year, and I hear these reports of Nissan Stadium is as full and is as loud as it's been in a decade, and fans are ready, and the Titans come out and lay a complete egg. I don't turn off many Titans games either, but I flipped to red zone like start of the fourth quarter. It was I couldn't take it anymore, frankly. I stopped taking notes at halftime. It was a complete utter letdown from every player on the field. Starting with the offensive line, absolutely. Taylor Lewan, too much time podcasting, if I'm going to do a clickbait headline for that.
Yeah.
But no, for real, Taylor Lewan was toasted all day long. Chandler Jones ties the Arizona single game record with 5 sacks, starting with the strip sack of Tannehill on the second possession, setting up Arizona for a DeAndre Hopkins touchdown. But the offensive line, when they can't do anything, your offense can't do anything. And that was really, really, really evident in just the lack of cohesiveness. And I don't know if that harkens back to them not practicing together, taking preseason reps. I know we said coming in that, or at least I said coming in, that I don't think that matters as much. Maybe I look silly now and we just exposed why this team needs practice together. But here's a couple of things I was the most disappointed with in this Titans game. And going past the offensive line, we're going to go to Todd Downing. Sir, this team has spent the entire last 5 to 6 months marketing this team with Derrick Henry in the backfield, A.J. Brown that way, Julio Jones that way. A.J. Brown and Julio Jones did not have a football thrown their way, not a single target until the second quarter. That is inexcusable. Inexcusable. You can't do that. Through 8 minutes, the Titans had 15 negative total yards. They didn't even progress up the field. Derrick Henry was, negative 2 yards in a cloud of dust. Ryan Tannehill, and Dustin.
How are you failing with these pieces? This is elite talent across the board. I mean, I've said it in videos past, like, you can't fail with these people. Just keep doing what we were doing last season, implement the same system. And he doesn't even target A.J. Brown or Julio, like you said, until the second half. Chester Rogers was heavily involved. He was a fringe roster guy coming into this training camp. And he was our leading receiver. Much of that was due to that one trick play. But and even targeting guys like Jeff Swaim in the end zone. It was a beautiful ball by Tannehill, and it gets knocked away out of his hands by the Arizona defender. And it's like, man, it's not like I don't like, changing things up, and Julio and A.J. Brown is going to draw a lot of attention. So you want to take advantage of these other matchups, such as your second or third tight end and Jeff Swaim to drop a play for him. But it's almost like they were only utilized as like a distraction. Like, oh, they're going to be thinking about AJ and Julio in the run game. I don't know. I don't get it, and I don't like it. AJ and Julio are guys that can win matchups, beat double coverage a lot of times, I would think. Look at AJ Brown's touchdown catch. That was a tough contested catch in traffic, and he comes down with it. Just keep doing that. Trust your guys to make plays. It was just frustrating to watch all of this unfold. And here's another frustrating stat. I kind of was looking at box scores around the league. You know who got more yardage than A.J. Brown and Julio Jones this week? Khalif Raymond for the Minnesota Vikings had 50 yards.
Oh, my God.
A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. I don't know.
If that's not chef's kiss, And I mean, Justin, you mentioned something about implementing the same system through Todd Downing, which I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. If it's not broken, don't fix it. But here's the thing I noticed about the Titans offense very, very early in this game. They became the predictable Terry Robisky offense almost immediately, even to the point where their second possession, I saw they ran Henry on first down, of course. And then I even said it out loud, this next play is going to be play action, because they line up in the eye, second and long. I mean, we watch the Titans. If I can sit at a bar and count out your plays, that's why Chandler Jones comes screaming off the edge right when Tannehill takes the play fake, turns around, and gets absolutely destroyed. It was infuriating. I could sit there and call every single play, run on first down, if they're lined up in the eye, play action, and Tannehill's got nowhere to go with the ball except Chester Rogers. I mean, and let's talk about Julio's impact on this game, Justin. The little that he had was negative. The Titans had a chance to, I think they were down 10-0 maybe. Derrick Henry had a couple of good rushes, set up 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1. Personal foul after the play. Julio Jones throws a punch, and I mean, you saw Vrabel saying that's the dumb shit that hurts the team. He says that. He has said that throughout the past couple of seasons, so it's nothing new for Julio. But oh my goodness, Justin, a bad letdown spot for Julio Jones. And I really agree with Mike Vrabel when he said in his press conference, you're going to find out a lot about the culture of this team in the next 2 weeks. Something else to note. Oh, go ahead.
And, I think we know this team. We know that this team does have a never quit mentality. We've seen them come back and have a great performance after a letdown of a week. We've seen them come back and miraculously close an unclosable gap in some games. I'm thinking about Pittsburgh last year when they went up by 20 plus points to like 0. And the Titans had an opportunity to tie the game in the 4th quarter and, of course, missed the field goal, which we'll get to the kicking freaking issues, these ficking issues that we keep having.
My God.
But I still trust the culture of this team and the fight and the bounce back. But like the Julio stuff, that's not even part of his character on his tape to throw personal fouls and throwing punches and stuff. Like, he didn't do any of this in Atlanta. He didn't practice either in Atlanta, but that also didn't affect him in Atlanta. Maybe he needs to start practicing. Maybe we need to see, this is his first time on a new team playing with a new quarterback. I think he was in Atlanta his rookie year when Matt Ryan was already there. So, this chemistry stuff, this preseason stuff, maybe we are seeing that, yes, it does matter. Maybe we are wrong. It doesn't matter how much of a veteran you are, but you need these reps just to get ready, to get in game speed and, and form that chemistry that, yes, you may have had it seasons past, but you need to get in the same kind of rhythm. I was going to say something else and I forgot it. What were you going to go on?
All good. I was going to go to our kicking issues. Marvin Badgley was cut Monday morning almost instantly. And, watching the game, when you saw him miss the first extra point, it was the possibly most deflating miss we've had in a while. And that's, we've had a lot of misses in the past couple of seasons, Justin. So with Marvin Badgley cut, the Titans will be dressing their 10th kicker in 34 games. And it's looking to be Randy Bullock off of the practice squad, an old veteran. 30 kicker every 3.5 games. So that's 12. Every 14 quarters, the Titans are trotting out a new kicker. Every 14 quarters for the past 3 seasons since Ryan Suckup was originally put on IR. The Suckup curse is real, Justin. It's very real.
It is absolutely real. Not just because we've gone through the cycle of kickers at breakneck speed, but because of what Suckup is currently doing in Tampa Bay, being the Suckup that we grew to know and love for the past few seasons, who made clutch kick after clutch kick, winning us games. And now he's winning Super Bowls, and so happy for Suckup to see that success. I got a random encounter with him, and I said hey to him, and he couldn't be more of a nicer guy. He started asking me about my life and what I do for a living, and I was like, no, I'm not ready to talk about me. I'm here to shower praise on you for being one of the best kickers we've ever had. He's such a good guy, and I'm so happy for him, but he has cursed this team, or the Titans cursed us by cutting him. He had nothing to do with it. I mean, unfortunately, he did miss kicks when he came back from IR, but you can't blame that on a kicker that's clearly not ready to come back and kick footballs through the uprights. But the Suckup curse is real, and it's getting ridiculous at this point. I mean, we love John Robinson, and Vrabel has been nothing but great since he's been here. But the fact that they cannot figure this kicker situation out and find us a long-term kicker it's detrimental to this team. I was texting a couple friends as well throughout the game, and they were one of them said that after A.J. Brown's touchdown, it was like, man, think about our missed kicks. This should be a 24-17 one-score game. We should be just in striking distance right now. And it still feels like this game is out of reach because we can't rely on a kicker throughout the course of a game. And it was 24-13. I wish the score had stayed that close because it just got worse from there. But
oh my goodness,
the kicking issue is just ridiculous. Ficken looked the part. It's hard to blame really John Robinson and Vrabel for handling how they brought in this kicking competition and one emerged and looked good doing it. And he gets hurt, not even in a game, and now he's on IR. It's a curse. Suck up.
It's a huge curse.
How could you do this to us?
And going from one curse to another curse, I wanted to mention that just a specific part in the game. And again, we're not going to go super in depth this game. There's really not many positives to talk about, not many silver linings other than no injuries. But another curse for the Titans is this third down curse on defense did not get any better. I think they allowed 56%, I believe I saw, on third down. And I wanted to go to that exact spot in the game, Justin, after the Kevin Byard interception, A.J. Brown touchdown, which was great to see them cash in there and hit the extra point. Sir, maybe they should have kept Badgley. I digress, but I wanted to go to that spot in the game because they had the Cardinals in 3rd and 10 on, the Cardinals' own side of the field. I want to say it was around like the third of their own 30. Great spot to be in. Kyler Murray rolls out right, rolls out left. Again, no pass rush. He's got all damn day to make sandwiches back there. And rolls around making plays with his legs and zips a ball right into it was either Kirk or Elijah Moore or
Rondale Moore.
Rondale Moore. Thank you. Zips a ball into there, converts on 3rd and 10, a huge 3rd and 10. Think if the Titans make a stop there, it's an 11-point ball game with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. That's incredibly manageable, especially for a high-powered offense. But, of course, Arizona converts that 3rd down, marches the rest of the way down the field, touchdown, and the game is open back up again. And I don't know what you do with this team, Justin. There's no overreactions from me week 1. I don't think the season's over. I don't think this team can't win a Super Bowl. Think back to last season. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose week 1. They didn't lose in this fashion, but they did lose to a Saints team that they thought they had overmatched. And it's a very similar spot, and Tampa Bay goes on to win the Super Bowl. Also, look across the league on Sunday. Green Bay gets absolutely lambasted worse than we did. We lost 38-13. They lost 38-3 with Aaron Rodgers on their team. And people want to say, Tannehill's not the guy. Well, okay, Aaron Rodgers didn't make any difference in that game. And are you still concerned about the Packers Super Bowl outlook? Are you still concerned about them contending? No overreactions week 1 from me, and I wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, for sure. And, going back to what we were saying about putting time into training camp and, there not being distractions, whatever. Did Aaron Rodgers, was he practicing? Was he active in training camp? I know there's the whole story about him. Okay, so he was there. So that was just 3 points inexplicably by them.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting. I meant to tweet this out, but I didn't. The Titans' last 3 offensive coordinators combined for a 22-point total here in week 1.
Wow.
That's Titans football right there, fellas. Green Bay had 3, Matt LaFleur. Atlanta had 6, Arthur Smith, and we had 13. Thank you, Todd Downing. I guess he's the best one. He's the best offensive coordinator of the 3.
Yeah. Oh my goodness,
dude. Yeah, this was just. We've had horrible teams in the past 15 years, and we've had good teams, but we've also had horrible teams. This is one of the worst week 1 performances we've ever seen in Titans uniform. But again, there's no reason to overreact. We blew out the Buccaneers in Marcus Mariota's rookie year, went on to win like 2 more games. Yeah. We beat Denver last year on Monday Night Football, 16-14? That really wasn't a good indicator of what this team was. Our offense was way better than putting up 16 points a game, and our defense was way, way, way worse than only allowing 14 points a game. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can just treat this extra regular season game like a practice game. This was just practice. This was basically our preseason game with our full team in uniforms. And I'm trying to make myself feel better.
No, and you're going to have to do that kind of thing. You're going to have to look at this as a learning tool. I mean, the game is a loss in the books. It's over. It's over. It's week one. And also, I like what you mentioned with previous week ones. I take you to the AFC title game season, just in 2019. The Titans go to Cleveland and beat the hyped up offseason champion Browns by 30 points and skip forward to week 6. Marcus Mariota is benched. They look like the most inept team in football, and we're coming in with a random guy week 6 at 2-4. And we're pressing the panic button then in week 6, and they make it to the AFC Championship game. So no overreactions, even this early in the season. I will start to reach for the panic button if they drop the next home game against Indianapolis and the one in Seattle and move to 0-3. That might be a panic button reach for, but not yet. Not yet. I know Vrabel is going to have at least some kind of bounce back with this team. I'm with you. I trust the culture of this locker room, the culture of the organization. I know that they can bounce back from letdown spots like this because we've seen it before. And, we're going to get our expectations revved right back up, and then it'll drop the very next week, and then it'll come back up again. It's all about getting hot at the right time, frankly, as we saw in 2019. Yeah.
And I think just part of the whole deflation feeling and overreaction feeling was, I think we touched on it. Just the expectations were super, super high. And I think getting blown out here in week 1, I don't think anyone was really overlooking Arizona. I mean, we probably said, it's possible we might lose a game, but we'll at least put up a fight. But getting blown out in this fashion and looking as inept as we did is the most unexpected outcome, I think. I did not see this coming for this Titans team to look that bad. Mm-hmm. I told Caleb, actually, former Titans tuber, shout out Caleb, that this kind of reminded me of the malarkey unpreparedness. Remember when we would have good teams, we were fighting to, stay above 500, and then we would go to like Indianapolis and just get obliterated. And this team would not it was like, what were we doing all week? And we would have several games like that where we just came out completely flat. We did it against Arizona a few years ago. The last time we played them, we went over there in Arizona and we didn't get blown out, but we looked horrible. It was like 12-7. Blaine Gabbert defeated, I think it was a playoff Titans team. That was the 2017 team with Marcus Mariota. And it would just be an inexcusable, and it was not a good Arizona team. And they had Blaine Gabbert starting, and we went out there and lost. And we were a team, fighting to win the division and make the playoffs. And it kind of reminded me of that. And it's like, we better not be going back to this, not sure what Titans team we're going to see. So, I'm ready to sweep it under the rug. Let's go to Seattle.
We're on to Seattle.
Wilson, who played a flawless game against Indianapolis and threw as many touchdowns as he did incompletions. But hey, this is the NFL. There's no easy games. There's no easy weeks. Pretty much every team has a good quarterback now. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we can forget about this one.
It's going to be another tough one going to Seattle. If DeAndre Hopkins handled Jack Rabbit swiftly, by the way, it was okay game from Jack Rabbit. We coined the term earning the name throughout the broadcast because he's listed as Jack Rabbit Jenkins and they say it on the broadcast.
He's pretty serious about it.
But there's not very many people in the NFL who can keep up with DeAndre Hopkins. So I don't put too much stock into Jack Rabbit's performance on Sunday. But Bud Dupree had a very Jadeveon Clowney day. I hate to say it, but he's in the backfield. He's there.
He's close.
Just not making tackles, just not getting there. And we're going to need him to start getting there.
But the pressure was there, and that's nice to see. But you got to bring the quarterback down. And Kyler Murray is one of the best scramblers. But the league is trending in the direction where almost every quarterback, about maybe half of them, are pretty mobile quarterbacks, and they can avoid sacks. So the pressure is good to see. I think that was encouraging. And not every quarterback is going to be as mobile as Kyler. He's one of the best in the league at running around and avoiding sacks. Russell Wilson is also great at it. So we're going to have that same issue to deal with. But it's good to see some consistent pressure. And I guess the fact that we had to make him run around was good, but that's almost, it feels like that's where he's kind of at his best at the same time.
Definitely. Wanted to kind of wrap things up by finding a second silver lining other than no injuries. And it's the Indianapolis Colts dropped their game to the Seattle Seahawks, who we will see. And the Rams looked very, very convincing week 1. And you look at Indy's schedule and they're going to LA. So, the Colts could end week 1. Who is calling me at 9:30 on a Tuesday? I'm trying to do a recap of this terrible game. But
we're trying to be mad here. Come on.
But the other silver lining that I wanted to kind of wrap the show with is that look across the division, Jags look terrible. Well, how about Houston in sole possession of first place after week 1? Who had that coming?
Wow.
You're going to look and you see the Colts kind of stumble out of the start with 2 hard games in the NFC West. I mean, it's kind of looking in a mirror with the Titans, 2 hard games to start in the NFC West. So, let's pick up the pieces, look forward to Seattle. Hopefully we can come with a game plan going to Seattle to play DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Russell Wilson. Doesn't seem like the best remedy coming off of this big loss, but eyes forward, and we won't reach for the panic button until week 3 if this team doesn't kind of pop off the paper a little more.
True. And kind of sort of build on what you're saying, the Colts loss. There's a lot of teams that are like, oh, God, this is bad. Like, look at what the Packers did. The Bills lost at home to the Steelers, which a lot of people are more kind of think they're trending down, but maybe not. Yeah. But the Bills dropped a home game. The Ravens lost a crazy game last night against Las Vegas. Always good to see the Ravens lose. The Browns, it was the Chiefs, but the Browns dropped a game. And I guess, as far as looking at other AFC teams, particularly kind of the stronger AFC teams that people are expecting, they also lost in week 1. So maybe in the grand conference scheme of things, the Titans, we're still like, it's week 1, people. We didn't
Half
lose
the league is 0-1.
See what?
Half the league is 0-1. Sorry to cut you off. But
that's math.
That's kind of the point I feel like you're making is like, it's week 1. No overreactions. There are 16 teams that are 1-0, and there are 16 teams that are 0-1, and we just happen to be in the bottom half of that, along with good teams like the Packers, Ravens, Bills, all those teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we'll see what we do next week, people. But that's our reaction. We're frustrated. We know you're frustrated. We want to see Julio and AJ Brown getting 2 touchdowns a game and going over $150 receiving yards. We want to see Derrick Henry stiff arm some more. We just need to play together a little bit more because we didn't do any of that on offense during the preseason. So hopefully, we get our feet wet a little bit with this game. Realize that we have issues. Offensive line needs to get it together, and I think things will start coming together. Yep. Don't lose faith. Keep the faith.
Hey, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Keep tightening up. It's just week 1. It's just week 1. Just remember that. Remember week 6 in Denver, 2019. Remember how low you felt watching that game. If, Titans fans watching that game, hopefully. Remember how low you felt, and then the roller coaster all the way back to the AFC Championship. That's 5 weeks from now. Week 6 is when we can officially get out the panic flags and the button and everything. But keep eyes forward. I trust Rabel. I trust the organization. I think this ship will be righted. I don't think the Titans are 0-16. I really hope not.
No way. No.
Not a chance with the talent on this team. Another silver lining. There were 2 first downs. At least that I counted. At least that I counted.
I need more.
We had 2 first downs, and I think one was on a touchdown drive. So shout out Anthony Ferguson.
I love that. That's the best silver lining. Can't have enough first downs. It's the best. Shout out Anthony Ferguson.
All right. Well, I think that does it for us, Justin. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Anything to take us out? Do you have a silver lining of your trip thus far?
No, none. But the trip was horrible. I was out. Yeah, Jake, you had to keep me updated on most of the game, and I was like, Jake, you're ruining my good time out here. I'm trying to have fun here on my vacation, but you just don't like me or something. I don't know. It was
man. I mean, I had to text somebody. It had to go to somebody. It was one of the most fuming losses right out of the gate. Yeah, I like what you said about the Malarkey Titans. But this isn't the Malarkey Titans, this is the Vrabel Titans.
Right.
Let's move on to week 2.
Yes, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to break down and preview the Seattle game here in the coming days. We're going to make our picks, NFL Weekly picks for week 2. So stay tuned for that. We appreciate you guys joining in. And just tighten up, guys. You know, we feel a little loose in a bad way, and we just need to go, come on, and tighten back up again.
Yes, I love it. Great wordplay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Okay,
Peace.
guys. Take it easy.